Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nicole Speak the Truth. Yeah. Okay. Woman, listen. Who's sick and tired of this bra? I don't like bras. Listen, women, y'all know y'all like me, right? I don't like bras. I don't like it. Okay, not my friend. Not my friend at all. I'll tell you right now. I don't mess with this bra like 18 times trying to get it to act right. It ain't trying to act right. Whew. This is why I'm a t-shirt person, okay? This is why I love t-shirts, okay? Because it's too much. Okay, guys. So, in my other videos, I spoke about what I advocate for. I just did a video about how I advocate for the rape/sexual assault victims. So now I wanted to do this video about domestic violence because I advocate for that too. As you know, sometimes a lot of us do not realize we grew up in a domestic violence household. And sometimes we are not ready to admit that for lots of reasons. For an example, I thought I didn't grow up in a domestic violence household. I really did. I was like, no, I did not grow up in an abusive household. No, I didn't. I mean, and then I was like, hello, you saw your dad slap your mama, even though one time you grew up in an abusive household. Now, I don't want to be legally in trouble, so I don't know how much I could say about somebody else, but what I would say to give a little context, I seen my dad beat somebody else. And so that's an abusive situation. But I'll stick more on my mom's situation because I feel like legally I have to, I think. Like I'm trying to work on this. But legally, what I would say is I saw my dad hit my mom once, but I know he was an abusive person. And my dad, I love my dad. Even to this day, he's dead. I still love him. And I think this is something we all go through when our parents do something that's very, very bad and everybody else thinks it's the worst of the worst, but we still love him because that's our parent. We just know, one thing about me, I could love my dad, but I could say he was a very bad man. He was you could say a good provider, I would say that, but I think he was a very bad person. Very bad person. He did very bad things. And I realized I grew up in an abusive household. And for years I kept saying I didn't, but I really did. And this is what brings back to therapy. I'm going through therapy, learning about this. Even if that's the way my dad hit my mom once, that was an abusive situation. Because you never realize the impactfulness that it has on you as a child and then how it has on you growing up to become an adult yourself. Because sometimes that might teach, especially if the parent stays with them. And see, one thing I want to say, a lot of us are taught to focus on women being the victims, right? We never want to own up that women can be abusers too. Hold up. Listen, when I said I'm speaking the truth, I'm speaking the truth. We want to always say, oh no, women get abused. See? This is why when you got long hair, look at that. Women get abused. Hello, men get abused too. Excuse me. And here's the thing. Men has it harder, right? Because, and women, I'm sorry, I know you want, wait a minute, focus on us. But if we claim to be advocates and we claim to fight for justice for all people, we have to speak the truth for all people. So let me spread a little bit of light and love to the men for a little while, please. Now with the men, right? We teach men, don't you ever in your life put your hand on a woman. I don't care what no woman doing. Don't you ever in your life put your hands on a woman, right? So if you teach a man that and a man go back that, we forget to say, oh, it's not that we just forget it. We don't want to acknowledge it. For an example, when I was growing up, I love Lifetime movies, right? And I remember this movie called Men Don't Lie. I love that movie. And I kept wondering, why can't I find that movie anywhere? Because in the movie, this woman was beating her husband. I hate to say it, but she put them abusive men to shame. She was beating her husband so bad. Even with all these bruises on this man, no one was saying nothing. He turned into I don't know if I should say he turned into a woman or I'm gonna say he was an abusive victim. Let me say that. Because he made up all these excuses why he had all these brokenness on his body, why he had all these bruises and stuff. And then one night, and they had kids. The kids are used to this. The kids are used to seeing the mama beat up the dad, and the dad never hit her not one time. When I say he didn't touch her not once, until one day, she was beating him so bad and hitting him so hard with an object, and he just pushed her off of him, like, get off of me. But she tripped and fell through something, and she died. So here it is, the cops are coming at him like he's the bad guy, like he's the bad guy. Come on, really? A woman hit you? But what happened is the kids finally got the courage to say something. And that's what got him to walk. So when I kept saying, I started to Google, why don't I see this movie? Because at Lifetime, we see all these movies of women being abused and all this stuff and women getting killed. It's very seldom they show true life stuff of the men being the victims, right? So I was like, why don't we see this movie? I Googled and found that women banned the movie. They got upset. They didn't want to see them as the abusers. Hold up, let me get this straight. So you find when everybody's seeing men whooping your butt, but you don't want to see that a man get his butt whooped. I thought that was unacceptable. I was angry as a person, as a human being that want to fight for justice, that want to fight for all people that are right. And to get justice when things are wrong, I was upset. I was like, so you okay with seeing you get hurt, but you don't want to see when men get hurt. That is not cool. There's a show that I don't know, did it get canceled or what, but it's 15 seasons of dealing women. If you watch that show, women make you think they're worse than a man. When I watch that show, like, I think I'm scared to be a woman right now, because these women are worse than a man. I remember an episode when this man was told by everybody, even the kids, mommy's gonna hurt you. Everybody was like, this woman gonna do something to you. And he was like, nah, she all told. She's not gonna do nothing. What did she do? She killed him. She killed him. Which brings me back to like what I was getting ready to say in the beginning, right? Right. If a man goes to the cops, because we are taught, again, men are taught, don't you ever put your hand on a woman. So when a man goes to the courthouse or the police station say, listen, I'm being abused, men, the officers laugh. They like, really? So you just gonna let that girl or that woman hit you like that? Are you serious and you ain't hit them back? I wish your one would hit. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm trying? So one hand, they are taught, don't you ever in your life put your hand on a woman. But then when they go and say, hey, this woman abused me, they get laughed at. So you just gonna let that woman hit you like that and you ain't hit this woman back? So what is a man to do? So it's not, now here's the thing. I lost my uncle through domestic violence. My uncle Michael was killed in 2004 by his on and off girlfriend. She killed him in broad daylight in the park. She got 15 years. She's out of jail. This happened in 2004. She's out of jail now. She only served 15 years. That was the plea deal. And again, is the reason why we got the plea deal, long story short, is because even though it's evidence that he never put his hands on her, she's a woman. And my uncle, again, this is a story. What I tell you, sometimes people do things from trauma. So he made some bad decisions with drugs and alcohol. So because of that, he had a record. So when she realized she can go to jail for life, she allowed her lawyers to spin this narrative that he could have possibly abused her the night before. So then what happened is a prosecutor came to us and was like, listen, even though I believe he didn't touch this woman at all, there's going to be some people that's going to believe her story because he's a man and he has a record. So I suggest you take the 15 years or you might walk away with nothing. So my family took 15 years. That is unacceptable because we want to act like women does not do things out of their own. Women can be evil. Men can be evil. It does not matter. You are prima, because you're a human being, because we have free will, we all can do bad things. Some of us choose to never do bad things, but some of us do. It doesn't matter. I don't care what part of religion you are. We all can be good and bad. But a lot of people act like they don't want to acknowledge that. But we've seen a lot of men who get very abused in silence, just like women get abused in silence. But it's super harder for men to be abused and say something because they're going to be laughed at. Nobody wants to believe a woman would do this, and they would. Sometimes women are worse than a man. So what do you do when you grow up in a household when you see your mom or your dad being abused? You grow up and end up thinking, it's okay for me to accept it. Why? Because my parents being abused and they never left, so that means it's okay. In your mind, this is what love is. Love is when my spouse hits me, when my spouse is controlling. See, a lot of times we think physical abuse is the only abuse. That is not true. Domestic violence is not just physical, it's also verbally. If you have somebody always saying mean stuff to you, that is abuse. Controlling behaviors. When you have somebody telling you what to wear, where to go, who you can hang out with, who you can talk to, this is abuse. It's not okay. Okay, these are the types. So people always say, where the scars is this? They abuse you, where the scars at? It's not just the scars. It's not just physical. It's verbal. It's controlling behavior, especially as young teenagers, right? This is something we need to understand as young teenagers, right? Because especially young teenagers, we think this is cute, right? My boyfriend don't want me to hang out with nobody but me and him. We think this is cute. But it's not cute. Okay? When you say, oh, my boyfriend cares about me so much, he wants me to wear certain things, this is not cute. That is abuse. Because as long as you're not, he should never tell you what you should wear. You're a woman, a girl. You have a right. Because if you have morals, respect for yourself, you're going to wear what you need to wear comfortably, right? So he has no right to say, oh, that shirt look a little bit too tight. Take that off. Nope, them jeans too tight. No, I don't like that outfit. I don't like that dress. That's abuse. Because he's trying to control what you wear. If you say, baby, I'm going out with my friends and I know you not, why you gotta go? Well, matter of fact, I'm going with you. The same thing with a woman. If a woman tell a guy what he can wear or what he can't wear, if a woman told him he can hang out with his family and friends, if the woman or a man say, you go if I get to go, if I don't go, you don't go. If she or he has to be wherever you gotta go. Let me make it easier for me. If an abuser, because abusers can be a woman or man or girl or boy. If this abuser is telling you what to wear, what not to wear, where to go, where not to go, who to talk to, not cool. Not cool. That is abuse. And you do not deserve that. Now, because I don't want these videos to be too long, but I do want to get to the point. Now, this is something we all need to realize. When you uneducated, right? You say things, one, because you're uneducated, and also you repeat what other people think and say. So, when I was growing up, all I heard from a lot of people, oh, really? So if he or she don't want to be abused, all they got to do is leave. So the fact that they didn't want to leave, that means they okay with it. First off, let me just say that's ignorance. It's ignorant. And that is the ignorance in you talking. Now, this is why I said that. Anyone knows what domestic violence is. Now I want you to listen to me because this is something very sad and crazy that we have to say these words. In a weird way, you are safer with an abuser than you are when you leave. Now you might say, Nicole, why would you say that? I don't understand. Because if you don't want me to be abused and I don't want to be abused, why am I safer with the person? What is going on? This is what I mean by that. A lot of abusers, they love when they have power and control over you. So as long as you like timid and allowing this abuser to abuse you in any capacity, they won't kill you in most cases. Not all cases, because every case is different. Some, even if you stay, they will kill you. But in lot of cases, you will hear that when they abuse you in any capacity, you're okay as long as you stay there. Because they have control over you. They know they have power over you. They know they will not even, it's nothing in you and no one around you can get you to leave them. The minute you decide you're ready to live, that's when they lose the power. That's when they lose control. And that's when their ego get worse, right? Because who are you to leave me? This is what your abusers are saying. Who told you to get some strength? Who told you to stand up for yourself? Who told you to have a voice? Who told you to tell me I don't have the right to hit you or talk to you or control you in any kind of way? So because their ego is worse messed up, and they realize that no matter what they do or say to you, it ain't gonna work no more. You about to leave. There's nothing they can do or say to you that's gonna make you stay. They can threaten you every which way they can think of. Your behind is out that door. And you stand out that door. Once your abuser know that, you are marked for death. Let me say it again. When your abuser lose control and power over you, and you leave or attempt to leave, you are now marked for death. That means in their mind, you got to go. Because under no circumstances am I going to stand there within myself or around anybody like me and let them know you left me. And then especially if you went on to somebody else. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. When you now not only left them, but now you already is beginning a whole nother relationship with somebody love you the way you deserve and love their kids the way them kids deserve, and they stand up to this abuser, a lot of times y'all both are marked for death. That abuser gonna kill both of you. You both got to go. So this is when I say you're safer, meaning you're in danger when you stay, but you're in more and more danger when you leave. So no, stop saying it's so much easier to leave, because it's not. Because sometimes the abuser even killed the kids too. Because in that way, you turned the kids against me. Especially when the kids be like, I don't want to see you, mommy, daddy, because I don't want to see because you kept beating on my other parent. No. You turned the kids. So now they got to kill the kids. Sometimes abusers will even kill the kids and leave you alive because they feel like that's the worst pain they can do for you if they kill the kids and leave you alive. These abusers hate to lose power and control over you. So now, who's to blame here? There's a lot of people that's in fault here. One, let's start with the resources. There's not a lot of resources for domestic violence victims, okay? Let's talk about also the process of reporting a crime. Because we so much taught that a lot of abuse is physical, a lot of judges want to see the abuses. So if you don't have abuses, a lot of times, I don't believe you. Now, let's also talk about this paper, and I'm gonna call this piece of paper. Restraining order and protective order does nothing. It does not protect you in any capacity. I'm just speaking the truth. And let me tell you why. By the time you report to the 911 operator that you have a restraining order and a protective order, that abuser already came and either attempted to kill you or actually did kill you. Because there's no one there to help keep this person away from you. Yes, they can tell them all day long, hey, do not be anywhere at this person's house. They can still go to the house. There's nobody watching this person not go to this house. On this job. How many times did we see abusers that knew they had a restraining and protective order against them and still went to the job and threw acid on somebody or shot up this person, stabbed this person, went into the house and killed these people? How many times have we seen this? Because it's just a piece of paper. There's nobody, like I said, by the time you call 911 and say, I got the restraining order, I got a bed, and the cops come to the house, you already dead. Or halfway dead. So we need to have something in place that can really protect the victims. Also with resources, we need to have somewhere for them to go, because a lot of times domestic violence victims are in the streets. I'm with organizations that we have to always help people, and a lot of times it's coming out of our own pockets because there's not enough shelters, which I'm gonna speak about when I'm about to do my homeless advocacy video. There's not enough shelters for the domestic violence, and they don't do enough to protect. Because a lot of times you could easily find where these people are at. This is unacceptable. We need to do better to protect domestic violence. We need some victims. We need to have more resources available to help. Because we've seen so many times, it's like, I don't want my child in the streets. I don't want my child without food. So that means I got to put up with being beat. I'm going to do that. And that's because there's not enough help for domestic violence victims. It's not enough protection. So a lot of times when they go, okay, I'm going to leave because I don't want to keep getting beat. I don't want to see my kids beat. I don't want to see us, go through this anymore. A lot of times they are putting their life in jeopardy. So it's almost like they're saying, I have two options. I can either stay with this abuser and take a chance that most likely he or she won't kill me because I'm staying with them, or I can leave with a restraining order, protective order, really knowing it's not going to do anything, and not only can I die, but my kids can die, or my kids can die, and the abuser keep me alive because he or she wants me to hurt. What do we do? What do domestic violence victims do? And this is something we need to talk about. There's not enough resources, there's not enough protection, there's not enough help for people out there going through this. So I want to try my best I can to advocate for domestic violence victims as much as I can. Reach out to somebody if you can. We would try our best to help you. I wanted to, me personally, I don't care who watches this video. I don't care if it's a senator, a governor, somebody who advocate in a way where they know who to talk to, watch this video. I have ideas to how to protect the domestic violence victims, but I don't know how to do it. Meaning I don't know who to talk to, who to tell these ideas, to get these ideas taken care of, because I want to help. I am tired of seeing our sisters and our brothers dead or almost dead because they left an abusive situation. I'm tired of seeing no resources available for them. I'm tired of no protection for them. I'm tired of the scrutiny and the judgment and the misunderstanding, or don't want to understand how abuse works. This is all things we need to work on, because abusers are very smart. Some abusers are smart where they don't abuse you in parts of your bodies where they know it can be evident. And some of them are so smart, I would never touch you a day of my life. I'm just going to scare you so bad by the things I say, things I do, things that I don't allow you to do, things that I tell you what to do, I'm going to do all of this because in a way, they know the law would say it wasn't physical, so it wasn't abuse. We have to do better as a community to help. So anybody who's going through this, again, therapy is a very good option, because a lot of people that has been abused either was abused as a child or they saw their parent abused, so they think it's okay. And a lot of people who's abused have so low self-esteem that they don't love themselves enough to know that what they deserve. So I really want to help you. And sorry, you guys, I'm just trying to turn off my alarm so it won't. So if you see a blank screen for a minute, I don't know what you see. I apologize, but I didn't want the alarm to yap. Like, what the? Yeah, but listen, it is boot up, by the way. You gotta laugh to keep from crying. I love that song. So it does say boot up for my heart pure at 11, just like you guys know. But I love you. And I want to see us not have to go through this. And I'm so sorry you went through this, or you're going through this, and this because you didn't have help and you don't have help. So you can inbox me privately. I will get you in touch with people that I know that can help. And I promise you, what I find out stays between me and the people that I know are seriously here to help. Because what I don't want is for you to stay in a situation because you know there's no resources. Because I'd rather you have a chance at life with seeing what we can do to help you versus you stay in this situation. So I love you so much, and I pray and hope that we can all come together and figure out how to help each other with this. Thanks again for watching Nicole Speak the Truth.